In a world filled with questions, where wisdom knows no boundaries, join us on a journey of enlightenment and endless learning. Eternal Teachings. TV. Discover the eternal.
Italy's foreign policy has undergone a significant transformation. Historically, Italy has been firmly embedded in the Western Bloc. Seeking stability, Italy forged strong ties with the US and Western Europe. This led to its membership in NATO and the European Economic Community. However, the winds of change are blowing. Italy is increasingly looking beyond its traditional partners. It is exploring new relationships and alliances. Italy's membership in the European Union has been largely beneficial. The EU has fostered economic growth and prosperity in Italy. The single market has provided Italian businesses with access to a vast market. This has boosted trade and investment. EU funds have supported infrastructure development and regional development projects in Italy. Moreover, the EU has provided a platform for Italy to project its influence on the global stage. Italy has played an active role in shaping EU policies. It has been a strong advocate for European integration. Italy has also been a vocal supporter of EU enlargement. It has championed the inclusion of countries from Central and Eastern Europe into the EU fold. The EU has undoubtedly been a cornerstone of Italy's post-war success. Italy is a founding member of the Group of Seven, or G7. The G7 is a forum for the world's leading industrialized democracies. Italy's membership in the G7 reflects its economic and political weight. It has actively participated in G7 deliberations on a wide range of global issues. These include economic growth, trade, climate change, and security. Italy has leveraged its position in the G7 to advance its national interests. It has also used it to promote multilateralism and global cooperation. Italy's contributions to the G7 have been significant. They have helped to shape the global economic order. Despite the benefits of EU membership, Italy has faced significant economic challenges in recent years. The global financial crisis of 2008 hit Italy particularly hard. It exposed structural weaknesses in the Italian economy. These include low productivity growth, high public debt, and a rigid labor market. Italy has struggled to recover from the crisis. It has experienced sluggish growth and high unemployment. These economic woes have fueled skepticism towards the EU. Some Italians argue that EU policies, particularly austerity measures, have exacerbated Italy's economic problems. Others believe that the EU's single currency, the euro, has disadvantaged Italy. They argue that it has prevented Italy from devaluing its currency to boost exports. This skepticism towards the EU has created an opening for populist parties. Section 5. Italy's pivot towards Brics, seeking new opportunities. In recent years, Italy has shown a growing interest in engaging with Brics nations. Brics is an acronym for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These are the world's leading emerging economies. Italy sees economic opportunities in these rapidly growing markets. Italian businesses are eager to tap into the vast consumer markets of Brics countries. They are also keen to invest in infrastructure projects in these countries. Italy's pivot towards Brics is not just about economics. It also reflects a desire to diversify its foreign policy partnerships. Italy is seeking to reduce its dependence on traditional Western allies. It wants to forge a more independent path in world affairs. This shift is driven in part by the rise of populist parties. The rise of populism and its impact on Italian foreign policy. Populist parties have gained ground in Italy. They espouse nationalist and Eurosceptic views, tapping into public discontent. This has impacted Italian foreign policy. They are critical of the EU and NATO, advocating closer ties with Russia and China, injecting unpredictability into Italian foreign policy. Geopolitical implications challenging the Western order. Italy's evolving foreign policy has significant implications. Its pivot towards Brics and rise of populist parties raise concerns. Some worry Italy is drifting from traditional partners. They fear Italy could become a weak link in the Western Bloc. Italy's flirtation with Russia raises eyebrows. Russia is seen as a revisionist power. Italy's engagement with Russia signals waning commitment to the West. However, Italy remains a member of NATO and the EU. Trade and the Belt and Road Initiative. Italy's pivot towards Brics is part of diversifying its foreign policy. Italy promotes trade and investment with China. In 2019, Italy signed a memorandum on China's Belt and Road Initiative. This project aims to connect China with Europe, Asia and Africa. Section 9. Energy security. Italy's ties with Russia and Brics. Energy security is a key driver of Italy's foreign policy. Italy is heavily dependent on foreign sources for its energy needs. It imports most of its oil and gas. Russia is a major supplier of natural gas to Italy. Italy has maintained close energy ties with Russia, even as relations between Russia and the West have deteriorated. Italy is also looking to diversify its energy sources. It is exploring opportunities to import liquefied natural gas, or LNG, from other countries, including Qatar and the United States. Italy is also investing in renewable energy sources such as solar and wind power. Its goal is to reduce its reliance on fossil fuels and enhance its energy security. Section 10. Historical and cultural bridges connecting Italy and Brics. Italy's engagement with Brics is not solely driven by economic and political considerations. There are also historical and cultural ties that connect Italy with these countries. Italy has a long history of trade and cultural exchange with China, dating back to the ancient Silk Road. Marco Polo, the Venetian merchant and explorer, traveled to China in the 13th century. Italy also has strong cultural links with India. The two countries share a love of art, music and cuisine. Italy has a significant Indian diaspora. These historical and cultural connections provide a foundation for stronger ties between Italy and Brics countries. They foster understanding and goodwill. Section 11. Strategic autonomy. Italy's quest for greater independence. Italy's evolving foreign policy reflects a desire for greater strategic autonomy. Italy wants to be less reliant on its traditional allies and chart its own course in world affairs. This desire for autonomy is driven by a number of factors. One is a sense that Italy's interests are not always aligned with those of its allies. Another factor is the belief that Italy needs to be more assertive in defending its national interests. Italy is also seeking to play a more prominent role on the global stage. It wants to be a bridge builder between the West and the rest of the world. Italy's quest for strategic autonomy is a work in progress. Section 12. Fractures in European unity, a test for EU cohesion. Italy's evolving foreign policy has exposed fractures in European unity. Italy's willingness to break ranks with its EU partners on issues such as migration, budget rules, and relations with China has caused tensions within the bloc. Some EU members worry that Italy's actions could undermine the EU's collective bargaining power. They also fear that it could set a precedent for other member states to pursue their own national interests at the expense of EU unity. Italy's foreign policy shift is a test for the EU's ability to accommodate diverse national interests. It is a challenge to its cohesion and its ability to speak with one voice on the world stage. Section 13. The US-Italy relationship, navigating a shifting landscape. Italy's evolving foreign policy has implications for its relationship with the United States. The US has traditionally viewed Italy as a close ally. However, Italy's pivot towards Brics and its willingness to engage with Russia have caused some unease in Washington. The US is concerned that Italy's actions could undermine Western unity. It is also wary of Italy's growing economic ties with China. Despite these concerns, the US-Italy relationship remains strong. The two countries share common values and interests. They cooperate closely on a range of issues, including security, counterterrorism, and trade. The US and Italy will need to navigate a shifting geopolitical landscape. Section 14. Italy's foreign policy shift, a complex and multifaceted transformation. Italy's foreign policy is undergoing a complex and multifaceted transformation. Driven by a mix of economic, political, and geopolitical factors, Italy is seeking to chart a more independent course in world affairs. It is looking beyond its traditional Western allies and exploring new partnerships with countries such as China, Russia, India, and Brazil. This shift reflects a changing global order. It also reflects Italy's desire to secure its economic future and enhance its influence on the world stage. Italy's foreign policy shift presents both opportunities and challenges. It has the potential to reshape Italy's place in the world. It also has the potential to reshape the global order itself. Only time will tell how this transformation will unfold.